all these reasons, it is an important issue to decide how to taxation space activities. If accountant were driving a car, tax legislation would probably have been traffic signs.
Our session continues with another presentation, Mrs. Arzu Aktaş, and from Yalova University. And title of the paper is The Taxation of Space Activities and its Relationship with Space Accounting. The area is again the space economy, and you have 15 minutes for your presentation, and you can start if you are ready now. You can start, of course.
Yes, I am all ready now. Good afternoon. Hi, everyone. I am Arzu Aktaş. I am a certified public accountant. We presented a paper before this place on space accounting again, and which was hosted at İSTANBul University. And first of all, with my friends and Murat Azaltun, professor, and Ayşe Atasoy and İsmail Tekbaş, together prepared this study. And before we presented a paper in the world, first in the world, about space accounting in NIDE 2019. After that, we had the first international space accounting workshop on December 7th, 2022, which hosted by Sakarya University, Finance and Accounting Association, and Sakarya Chamber of Certified Public Accountants. And this is most important for us because of we achieved important results with valuable participants. And now I want to thank you. I would like to thank you again your invitation and accepting our topic. The taxation of space activities and its relationship of space accounting. Our topic is very important because of why? Because of the global space industry is a fast-growing sector of the world high-tech market. The global space economy, which has created a value of $447 billion in 2022, is growing day by day. With space mining and space tourism, this figure is expected to increase substantially in the coming years. According to the general estimation of economists interested in the space market, the size of the space economy is expected to reach $1 trillion in 2013. Yes, some of, I think we can't see the titles. How can see there? It's important for me. Okay. Space economy, global economy. Innovation activities are culminating in the development of new space systems and the facilitation of cost-effective launch of rockets into space. It is anticipated that the decrease in rocket costs will pave the way for an exponential upsurge in economic activities in space. The current situation, in conjunction with the advent of the new space economy, has brought to the forefront a multitude of specialized issues such as ownership, right to use, and profit-oriented utilization of space, as set forth in the Moon Agreement of 1979, thereby necessitating the imposition of taxes. The taxation of space activities is one of the most important uncertainty. The employment and taxation of satellites represent one of the most salient challenges confronted by tax authorities. Instances where a satellite belonging to one country orbits around another country and provides services to a third country give rise to a host of taxation-related predicaments. Because of all these developments, it can be asserted that no comprehensive tax system has been developed, yet pertinent to space activities, and numerous gaps persist in relation to the taxation of space. This study aims to explain the uncertainties that will arise in the context of taxation of space activities and discuss the necessity, significance, and interrelationship. Yes, the Outer Space Treaty, which entered into force in 1967, stipulates that space and celestial bodies utilization should be carried out for the benefit and interests of all countries and prohibits national appropriation of outer space via any means, including claims of sovereignty or occupation. This regulation offers no guidance on whether precious metals can be mined in space. A comparable circumstance arises in maritime law, where the nation of the high seas has been widely recognized as a domain where ships can move without restraint beyond the jurisdiction of any state. This rule has also been included in space law. The non-appropriation rule restricts those who wish to carry out commercial activities in space. On the other hand, the inability of states to claim sovereignty in space could lead to violations of the non-appropriation rule when it comes to the taxation of activities in space. In other words, concepts such as ownership, personality, and property form the basic principles of taxation. Therefore, it is necessary to establish a conceptual framework that includes tax liability for profits arising from space activities, determination of the tax base, identification of the tax collector and its authority, clarification of residency, and establishment status in order to resolve this paradoxical issue. For all these reasons, it is an important issue to decide how to taxation space activities. Space tourism is another topic that is often discussed in connection with the taxation of space activities. Shortly after Jeff Bezos completed his first space flight, Munar, a member of the U.S. Congress House of Representatives, announced that he was working on a new tax plan aimed at space tourism. Munar suggested that the Space Tax Act should include a tax per passenger on the price of a commercial space flight, similar to commercial aviation. One alternative model for taxing space activities could entail the development of a voluntary tax system predicated on the engagement of participating countries. Countries that opt to participate in this scheme would be more inclined to invest in space technology, with the expectation of reaping the benefits. The system takes into account the interests of both countries engaging in space activities and those that join the system. However, it could also give rise to fairness issues as a voluntary tax system for space activities. This proposed system may provide advantages for countries with low investment in space activities compared to others. To avoid these problems, there will be a need for a universal organization to manage the process of taxing space activities. This organization could define tax rules based on different categories of space activities, for example, space tourism tax, asteroid mining tax, accommodation tax, and etc. Another question that arises for taxpayers regarding the taxation of space activities is, what is an appropriate tax year? While a Mars year is 686 Earth days, a day on Uranus is 34 Earth years. This situation leads to uncertainties in terms of taxation periods. Another uncertainty is the issue of tax reporting and collection in space. Although these developments will lead to a relationship between the taxation of space activities and space accounting. The relationship between the taxation of space activities and space accounting. The computation and declaration of taxes payable to the government are typically accomplished through accounting. Although taxation and accounting are distinct fields of study, they share a symbiotic relationship. All financial transactions that are recorded in the accounting process are leveraged for tax computation purposes. Accounting is extremely important in accurately calculating the tax base. When it comes to space, new accounting standards can be added to the existing accounting standards in the world, and new cost methods may be needed due to production in zero gravity. Future economic activities in space may necessitate the development of novel measurement techniques that are currently unknown and perhaps even unforeseeable. In such a scenario, proficiency in space accounting is envisaged as being indispensable to address the challenges that arise in connection with the taxation of space. A new accounting system is needed. It can be argued that due to the borderless nature of space, economic activities in this domain will be notably diverse, because space is abstract and infinite. In other words, space encompasses everything beyond our planet. Currently, accounting standards are primarily focused on preparing and reporting financial statements related to economic activities on Earth. Consequently, the accounting principles, standards, and practices in use today have been developed solely to fulfill the information requirements of third parties regarding commercial activities occurring within the Earth's boundaries. Hence, to accurately calculate taxes beyond Earth's boundaries, high-quality financial reporting standards are needed, established by accounting systems that consider the external conditions of space and provide prompt, reliable, impartial, accurate, and truthful information. These requirements can be categorized as a separate topic under the notion of space accounting, which is a novel accounting field. At this point, we can find answers to questions such as the determination of how tax legislation related to space activities will be established, how tax expenses will be computed, how the tax base will be established in terms of profit, income, cost, and tax value calculation, who will collect the tax, who will bear the responsibility and accountability, and whether practices such as double taxation prevention agreements will be implemented in space accounting. Conclusion. The taxation of space activities is a relatively new and not yet fully developed topic. Many of the space activities that will be subject to taxation need to be realized, become widespread, and create economic value before the parties that will benefit from this value can be identified. Only then space activities can be evaluated as a taxable activity. Currently, there is a lack of specific tax legislation for the taxation of space activities. However, it is important to note that while the concept of space refers to any area beyond the Earth, it also presents opportunities for the utilization of resources on our planet. Hence, it may be necessary to develop a taxation mechanism that considers the impact of space activities on the use of Earth's resources. In order to manage the taxation system in space correctly, it is another problem in the literature that the key parameters used in determining the tax base, such as measurement, evaluation, and cost methods, as well as the problems of ownership, right to use and use of the orbits or materials, and standards that accurately. Our aim is to emphasize the importance of accounting in commercial space created in the space. Economy development around the new space concept based on the satellite industry. As you know, we can measure the result of all economic or commercial activities with accounting. Because accounting is an information and reporting system, the value and income cannot be calculated without accounting, and the tax to be derived from it cannot be calculated. Therefore, if there is an income and profit somewhere, there will definitely be tax and accounting. Perhaps the question is, can taxes be collected without an accountant or accountancy? Should have asked. There is a strong and deep-rooted relationship between the concepts of accounting and tax. Just as accounting cannot be done without the guidance of tax laws, it is not possible to reach a tax base without accounting. If accounting were driving a car, tax legislation would probably have been traffic signs. The smallest accounting slips record, like the drops forming the ocean, provides the financial statements of all companies, then the countries, and finally the world's gross national products figures. At this point, we wanted to draw attention to the taxation of space activities as a title under the concept of space accountancy, and accounting standards is insufficient. To properly accounting for, report and calculate the tax base of space activities according to their true nature, new measurement methods and international accounting expertise, including accounting for space activities, may be necessary. It may be possible for each country to benefit from some tax incentives in proportion to their contribution to space activities value creation within the space economy. Additionally, there is a need for an independent organization to manage the taxation process of space activities, which will ensure the activities of working groups established by member states select and authorize personnel. In this regard, global organizations such as the International Federation of Accountants, IFAC, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, and United Nations and the World Bank can be suggested. Thanks all, and if there is any question.
For your information, in China, Beijing University has started a master program covers this topic as well, their first time.
Oh.
They also understood the importance of this kind of subjects. Just for your information.
Thank you. Thank you.
Much welcome.
Thank you.